My name's Adam Melnyk. I'm a leadership coach and owner of Seeding the Lead, and today we're going to be talking about goals and how to set them. When we look at goals, one of the biggest mistakes that individuals make is they don't know why they need a goal. What is the point of a goal? The point of a goal is to create focus for yourself, your team, or your organization, so you stop spreading resources around almost like a blanket over so many problems and really start narrowing in on what do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to go with your life? When a client comes to me and they're asking me, hey Adam, can you help me out with this problem? The first question I always ask is, what is your goal? Where are we going? What is the destination? And for many individuals, they have no idea what that destination is. And this is why it's critical that we work on figuring out where we're going first. Once we figure that out, the second most important thing to answer is why. Why is this important? What value does this have in our life? Who is impacted by us doing this goal? And really focusing on that why, because that why is critical to building up motivation. A lot of individuals say, I just started at the gym and I started lifting weights and I flaked out after a week to 2 weeks. Why did that happen? Well, there wasn't that internal motivation internally to keep them going because they didn't understand why they were doing it. And that is super important. Some of the pitfalls that we look at when it comes to goal setting is, first, there are too many goals. I have a goal for eating healthy, I have a goal for talking to my team, I have a goal for my romantic life, or I have a goal for my romantic life, I have a goal for getting out there and meeting people. And it's too much. When we look at goal setting, we look at one goal. What is the one goal that you want to create? What is the one goal that you want to achieve in the next 10 years? We're not looking at short-term goals, we're looking at a long-term goal. From there, we really build out that outcome-oriented goal. Like, how are we going to measure when you get there in 10 years? What exactly do we want to achieve? Specifically, what do you want out of your goal? From there, we can, again, bring into that why, figure out why is this important? And from there, we break it down even further into easily manageable steps. What many people don't understand about goals is that we use outcome-oriented goals for a long-term vision, and we use what's called process-oriented goals for a short-term vision. The process-oriented goal is really building up the habits and the things that you need to start moving yourself in the direction we need to move you in to accomplish that long-term goal. But through building out that process-oriented goal, we take these little steps every single day. For example, for one of my clients, when they first came to coaching, they said, hey, I need to be more interesting. I need to be memorable. I'm going to these conferences, but nobody's remembering me. And I want them to know who I am by the end of it. They felt like a gray man, someone that people see, but then they just forget. When I sat down with them, the thing that really came across was they weren't listening. They weren't listening to the other people and were instead preaching about themselves and what they wanted. So what we did was we created a long-term goal of understanding how to listen, how to see the other person and hear what excites them, what interests them first and foremost. Because by engaging them, they will then engage us and we will become more memorable, because the weird thing about humans is we don't actually care about what the other person says, we care about how they made us feel. And so by making them feel amazing, they were more likely to remember us. We created that long-term goal, and then we broke that goal down into easily manageable steps. The first step was to go out there and start having small talk, with the understanding that we're no longer focusing on ourselves, we're focusing on the other party. We're going to listen to them. We're going to hear where they're coming from. The next week after that, we start getting into open-ended questions, asking who, what, when, where, why, and how, to really build out that conversation so other people were engaged. And slowly over time, or actually over the course of many months and a year, they became an incredibly proficient listener, and they were somebody that when they went to a conference, people remembered. When they spoke on stage, people were like, yeah, that man was amazing. It was honestly pretty spectacular. When it came to his goals, we built out the long-term goal of listening to the other person. This goal was set over the course of a year. What we did was we broke it down into easily manageable steps, and we started doing process-oriented goals every 7 days. Every 7 days, he had a new goal that he had to achieve. Something as simple and as mundane as just starting a conversation, smiling at an individual, starting to create the habits and form the habits that they would need to become that listener that they desired to be memorable, so that individuals wouldn't forget them. If you're struggling with creating long-term goals and those short-term process-oriented goals to create the success that you desire, go to www.seeingthelead.com and book your free consultation today. If you found value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend so we can reach as many people as possible.